Hey everyone, welcome to How to Market to Federal Contracting Officers in Your Industry. Today we're going to talk about capability briefings, how capability briefings can get you to contracting officers and decision makers. I'm Michelle Brown, welcome to FedBiz Exchange, and let's get started. So what is a capability briefing? A capability briefing is a pre-scheduled meeting between a federal agency and a small business vendor, which would be you. Many of the agencies have their own setup for capability briefings. They can do it on a monthly basis, a quarterly basis, or even a yearly basis. You can contact the agency's small business office, like a specialist for that agency, to ask if they conduct these briefings. You can usually find the small business office through the agency's small business website. You can simply Google the agency name with the small business office. So for instance, if you want to do a capabilities briefing with the Department of Justice, you could just simply put in your Google search, Department of Justice Small Business Office. For every agency, there's a website, a small business website, not the big website. You want to look for the small business website. And that's why I want you to use the agency name plus small business office to Google the small business agency website. So every agency has one. And this is where you'll find all the information about small businesses, how to do business with that agency, their federal forecast reports, what they do, what they buy, and who the small business specialists are. And then each agency has their own process. Some may require a great deal of information, and some of them may not. Some of them may simply schedule an appointment with you. But regardless, you need to go to the small business website for that agency to make sure you understand how to make that happen. How do capability briefings work? Well, first of all, I want you to understand when you can get a capability briefing with an agency, it is a big, huge deal. It may be your only opportunity ever to get in front of a federal agency or federal agency decision makers to present your products or services. They're not always just putting them out there on the web saying that they're doing these. You actually have to do your homework to discover that they do them. So this is a huge opportunity. So the briefings are set up one-on-one with small businesses. It's your show. It's your time to put your best foot forward. So this is nothing to take lightly. You need to have your stuff together. A small business can present their products or their services to a panel of contracting officers, agency small business specialists, the contract specialists, and or project managers. And a lot of times the small business director may be there. But the decision makers would be the federal buyers, which would be the contracting officers, the contract specialists, and the project managers. So if you're able to get a briefing and it does not include any contracting officers, any contract specialists, or project managers, you're likely to be wasting your time. So you want to make sure that you understand who will be included in those briefings. It's not out of line for you to ask who's included in the briefings. The briefings are usually 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes, so have it together. These are people that can get you in the door. They can make or break you from the beginning, so send your best presenters to the briefing. So if you're the owner but you're not great at this, don't go. If you have a great salesperson or a great manager or someone that you trust and they're better at presenting and they're more comfortable with sales and opportunities than you are, please send them. Send your best people. Number 5, they should have the marketing packets together with the materials and capability statements and cards ready. So you should have a lot of capability statements ready. You should also have your business cards ready and maybe a brochure. So what's your role in the capability briefing? Your role is to be prepared and present to a group of decision makers that will connect or disconnect with you right from the beginning. So you need to pass out your CAP statements, your capability statements right away, and your cards before you start. So go ahead and be prepared to do that as soon as you walk in the room. 2, the way you get them to connect is first by doing your homework. Don't go to these briefings without doing your homework. Learn everything you can through the small business website and also through your forecast reports. Let them know in the briefing that you understand what they buy, what they need, what their products or services are, and the agency contacts, and what contracts are coming up for renewal in your industry that you're interested in. Be assertive, but be smart, and make sure that you look competent. Let them know what you can do for them in their industry, how you can do it better, and what makes you and your company different. Last but not least, if you want them to know your experience, your past performance on your projects, the dollar amounts, the commercial and the government, make sure that you have that on your capability statement. A lot of people don't guide you to do that. You should put that, if your capabilities briefing is a two-sided sheet, put your projects on the back, whether they are commercial or whether they're straight government, state, federal, county, doesn't matter. Put your past performance on there, the dollar amount, and more information about what you did on the projects. Keep it short and to the point. And then number 5, leave some room to ask the agency panel questions. Ask them how can you help them? What are some of their biggest challenges? Most people don't even think about that. These people are normal. You know more about what you do than they do. And when I say that, I mean you know more about your industry than they do. Remember what I've taught you. If you've been listening to any of our trainings, you will understand that a lot of these guys are buying 10, 15, 20 things at a time. So they have big budgets and they're just buying things for other users in their agency or in other agencies. So keep in mind, you're the expert. Act like it when you go to these briefings. And finally, when you're done, look each one of them in the eye, shake their hands, and then thank them and leave, unless they give you a cue to stay and keep talking. But don't forget the most important thing. Get their info, their email address and their name and the role or responsibility. You need to know who's who because you need to do a follow-up as well. What do you do after the capability briefing? After your briefing within 24 hours, you must take at least 2 steps. Send an email thanking each and every one of the agency panel attendees for the opportunity to meet with them. Nothing long and drawn out, maybe a paragraph, but make sure you thank them. And then 2, make sure you're set up in FBO.gov and in Fed Connect to start receiving pre-solicitations from the agency. All of this is for nothing if you don't bid. I don't know how to get this across to people. It is so important to bid. Bidding is marketing. If you're marketing and if you want to market, then you should be bidding. They all go together. It makes no sense for you to go and meet these people and then think that they're going to drop something in your lap. If they do drop something in your lap, that's a blessing, that's icing on the cake. But your job is to not expect people to give you anything. Your job is to demonstrate what you can do for them. You want to earn it. So don't go and do all of this marketing and go to these briefings, fly across the country or go to meetings and you don't bid. So set up your FBO.gov and your Fed Connect and start bidding through that agency, and I guarantee you they will remember you. Bidding also shows that you are a serious contender. You're not just showing up and expecting them to drop something in your lap. You're willing to do the work is what it shows when you bid. Once you start bidding, they'll remember you. The advantage is that they know who you are. They're likely to give you a chance when they know who you are. But don't go to these briefings without realizing You got to do the rest of the work. It may take 1 or 2 bids. It could take 10. It could take 5. But I'm telling you, you will get there quickly. Do the capability briefing. Go back and set up your FBO.gov. Go back and get their forecast report so that you can see what's coming up, and make sure you're bidding so that you will have your chance to start making millions. With that said, you too can win federal contracts. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. And don't forget, please subscribe and please leave me your comments and let me know what you need to know about federal contracting and what you need to know about how things work in your industry. Thank you for joining me today.